I decided to play Cyberhook on a whim after picking it up last month in the Humble Choice Bundle. It's a game with a simple concept, but it executes that concept well to create fun gameplay. So let's get into it. Cyberhook is a racing type game where your goal is to get across the map from your starting point to the end portal as quickly as possible. You're given a couple movement abilities, including the most important and obvious grappling hook, as well as a double jump, wall slide, and the ability to slow time, which also gives your grappling hook increased range. You use these abilities to build and conserve your speed and momentum as you race across these levels as quickly as possible. I actually found the grappling hook to be a little awkward at first because you have to press the separate button to cancel or release it as opposed to just letting go as you do in some other games. Once I got a better hang of it, the motion felt very fluid and controllable between swings, the slides, and carefully timed double jumps as you run across the map. The game also does a good job of giving you a nice speed sensation as you play through it. You really feel like you're going fast when you are. The game has 80 levels to play through, and each level has a puzzle and mastery quality to it. When you first start playing, you're really just trying to figure out how to beat the level at all, how to beat it, period. Some levels are straightforward, but many others are more challenging, with blocked paths or walls that kill you. So you need to learn how to beat the level first before learning how to beat it quickly. In terms of level variety, the game has more mechanics and variety than you would expect from the simple concept, with different types of walls and floors, timed gates, enemies or walls that you have to destroy with your blaster, and other creative renditions of the same core concepts. However, I do think that the levels reach a point where they stopped adding creative new mechanics and just made them harder. And actually, while I cleared most of the levels in this game, I never cleared all of the levels because I got stuck on some of them after trying them upwards of 30 or 40 times, and I just kind of gave up, didn't want to play them anymore. And on that note, if you play this game a lot, you'll probably have some levels that you have to try again and again to beat. If you're easily frustrated, that might be bad for you, but I usually didn't mind it because the game has a nice quick reset. When you die, you go right back to the start. And the levels usually take under a minute to complete. They're pretty quick, so you're not losing 5 minutes of progress if you die. Still, you might hit some difficulty walls in this game, which can be frustrating or, in my case, make you give up if you know that you won't pass it. The levels themselves are organized into sets of levels that can be unlocked by getting enough crystals. You collect 1 crystal just for beating a level, and 2 more for beating it faster if you cross certain time thresholds. You have to beat the previous level to unlock the next one, so you can't really skip levels, and that's annoying because if you get stuck, you can't go past it. But you can skip to the next set of levels if you unlock them by going back to the previous levels and getting more crystals. Still, this game would benefit from some minimal ability to skip levels if you're a lower skilled player, like myself, who would love to try some of the later levels, even if I can't pass a certain level earlier on. Cyberhook also has a leaderboard for each level. We can see how fast your time is relative to everyone else's. This mostly just showed me that I'm not very good at this game. There were actually a couple levels where my time placed me in the bottom 5 people out of 2,000 or so. And you can also use these leaderboards to watch the runs of people who did faster than you, so you can see how they do it and get some strategies from that, or you can just watch them be impressed with the mechanical skill of the other players in the game. In terms of non-gameplay elements, Cyberhook has, unsurprisingly, a vibrant cyber aesthetic that reminds me at times of Tron. And more surprisingly, it actually has a bit of a story to it. It's a minimal story, there's not that much there, but it was a nice touch to the game. So what's my verdict on Cyberhook? Is it worth getting? As a whole, I had fun playing through Cyberhook. I enjoyed trying to solve each puzzle and mastered the responsive movement abilities in the game. However, I didn't end up beating every level in the game because of the difficulty walls that I ran across. And I guess you could argue that's a good thing for the game since it has a high skill ceiling that I couldn't reach as a low skilled player. I'd recommend Cyberhook to somebody looking for a fun movement-focused game with these puzzle-like and mastery-like qualities to it. But I would not recommend the game for someone who's easily frustrated, and I sank less than 5 hours into it. So it was more of a short, fun game for me, as opposed to one that I'd sink hundreds of hours into, as I have with some other games. Please like this video to help me on the algorithm, and thanks for watching.